Hello, and welcome to the Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Each week, they bring you conversations with local Christian businesses and business owners. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. The Experience Local is brought to you each week by wonderful sponsors.
Copper Rock Real Estate, commercial and residential real estate in the Mid-Willamette Valley. Contact Shelley Henderson, 503-881-7399, or online, copperrockrealty.com. Boson Hub wants you to know about Showing Up, Perspectives on Cancer, and the in-person event, October 3rd through 5th in Garrison, New York. Contact Russ Hedge to learn more. Email russ@russhedge.com. Independent Merchant Brokers, innovative solutions for your payment processing needs. Learn more at independentmerchantbrokers.com or call 877-460-4747. The Arbor at Avamere Court in Kaiser provides memory care. And enjoy independent living at Avamere at Albany. Learn more online, arbor@avamerecourt.com or avamere@albany.com. Discover Oregon Real Estate, your statewide experts in luxury home sales, farm, ranch, commercial, business, and land development. Online at dore.llc or call 503-299-9070.
And now, your hosts for the Experience Local, Russ and Scott.
Ta-da! Here we are live on the Experience Local, live with Russ and Scott. Scott, how are you doing this morning?
Man, I am doing good, but you just got back from a huge trip.
Oh my goodness.
The question is, how are you doing today?
Wow, I'm telling you, I'm tired. But I'm so full of just joy, and it was amazing. It was a lot of travel. To get there, it pretty much took the entire day. Now, I know people that do this all the time. It's just hard on my body, to go that long. And so between the driving to the airport, the flying, the driving from the airport to Garrison, New York, where it was, and all of that, and getting there was a full day. And the getting home, of course, is always the toughest, because when you get home at 8 o'clock, it's actually 11 p.m. And when you actually go to bed and it's 1:30 in the morning, it's, you're a little tired. So, but today I am ready, and I'm enthused by the amazing stuff that went on this weekend.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing some of the stories from yourself, a speaker there, but also some of the other speakers. What was a highlight that you remember from one of the other speakers?
Well, I tell you, it was really interesting because there was a lot of synergy, a lot of connection between what people talked about. Almost every speaker referred to what I did in the morning. I encouraged them and inspired them first thing in the morning. And I gave a talk before we got everything else going, both days. And every speaker had pieces of what I talked about in their talk.
Really?
And so they would refer to me, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm saying that God really coordinated our thoughts and what we were talking about. And that made me feel great. And so Harriet Cabello, who was there, was amazing. And everybody was amazing, but she was very energetic and very, just really, really focused on what happened through her cancer journey, but really turning that to good purpose in life. And that's really encouraged me. So I appreciated that.
Well, that's exciting. Congratulations on a successful event for Tim Sohn and the whole crew. I know it takes more than just one person to do an event like that.
It was a lot. And I got to meet some people for the very first time, which was awesome, in the same room, I should say. People that I've known for a long time, or some people I just met as well. It was nice to see them in 3D, and that was great. And see the friends like Tim and Andrea and, who else was there that I was thinking of? Anyway, all my friends that were there, And so it was just an amazing time.
That's
So what do you have
exciting.
going on? How was your
Well,
week?
I got great news. Coming up on January 15th to the 18th is Podfest in Orlando, Florida. This is the 12th annual Podfest.
Wow. 12th
And
annual?
yep. And I know you and I have been a part of it on the virtual side. In fact, I think we were both part of the Guinness World Book record that they set back during COVID. But I am going to be a speaker at the event in Orlando.
Oh, wow.
And so I'll put the link in there so people can
That's awesome,
find out
Scott.
about that. Yeah, I'm excited. So now I just got to make the reservations. But one of the things that is a difficulty for podcasters is, how do you get revenue out of that? How do you monetize that? And Russ, you've been a great example from the very beginning. You were able to get sponsorships for your shows, for the experience local. And then we were able to get on radio. I was on the board with Hope 107.9, and you already knew the folks over there, and we were able to get there, plus KYKN there in Oregon for this show. And when I came to Waco, got on KBBW. And so I'm going to be talking about how to leverage radio to differentiate your podcast. And so help people get revenue created off the hard work that they do. And as you know, it is a lot of work to do a show.
That is, oh my goodness, that's amazing. So what month is that again this next year?
January 15th to 18th in Orlando, Florida, right at SeaWorld. So we'll be staying at the Marriott Renaissance SeaWorld. And I'm just looking forward to it. There'll be thousands of people there, and just a good opportunity to connect and share insights, inspiration, encouragement, and build my community within the podcasters there.
Well, you're going to have to share that information with you, because I might have to join you in Orlando to listen to your talk.
Well, I think that would be fabulous.
Yeah,
come and join us for sure. I just want to say, I'm just looking at the comments here from Bobby G, and he's with his sister. So I'm just going to say, we'll take a moment and say, Bobby, that our hearts are with you at this moment. As it says, that he's with his sister, who's not going to be much longer with us. So I just wanted to throw that out. And Russ, let's move on to our guest.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. And Bobby G knows that I'm praying for him and his sister and that whole situation. So Bobby, thank you for reminding us. Definitely all about prayer here. So let's get Aiden in the room. We're going to get things started. I'm super excited. Aiden and Christian have an amazing company, Dual Water Systems. I'm going to let him talk about, but let's welcome Aiden. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Hey, Aiden.
Hey.
It is so great to have you in here. And I know we may or may not have Christian join us, but I wanted to let you start. Let us know, who in the world is Aiden and Dual Water Systems? What are you up to? Give us a little insight.
Yeah, so I'll start with myself. So I have been born and raised in Albany, Lebanon, Oregon, and I went to high school at Eastland Christian for my high school season. But I've been around this area for my entire life. And then as far as right out of high school, I went working into this industry for my family's business. We did well pumps and water treatment there as well. I worked there for 7 years with Christian. We went to high school together as well. So we've known each other for a long time. Been a believer for a very long time. I was born and raised in the faith, and I would say that I really made it my own. Probably my 15, 16 years old is when I really decided to adopt the faith as my own. I realized it was something that I needed. And so, yeah. And then we worked for my family's business. It was my grandpa's and then my parents, and then some transition happened and we decided to go on our own. So now we're Duo Water Systems. So different name, totally different company, but working in the same industry. And I have a I can dive a lot into that. I don't know how much you want me to go right now, but
well, we're always interested in the business side. So tell us a little bit about working with your brother on this, or working the two of you together, I guess, you and Christian.
Yeah, he's actually not my brother.
Not your brother. Yeah. I realized that as it was escaping my lips.
No problem.
Tell us about that.
We went to high school together. Let's see. I went to Eastland in 7th grade. I think he'd gone there his whole school season, so all the way from kindergarten. But I came in 7th grade, and we were a small class. Our graduating class was 27, so there's not a whole lot of options for friend groups. You're limited to that 27. So Christian became one of my really good friends, and we had a really good friend group, all of us. And then I actually ended up marrying my high school sweetheart, Natalie, and then he married her best friend as well, Allie. And so all 4 of us are just really good friends. We all got married right out of high school pretty much. And so we both worked seasonally in high school. I started 1 year prior to Christian at my family's business, and then he was looking for a new summer job. I said, hey, you want to come work at my family's business as well? He said, sure. And we both were working there, kind of the grunt laborers for all of our summer seasons. We were digging the holes and digging the mud. That was our job. And then out of high school, we said, hey, we really like this, and we think there's some growth available in this industry, and it's a much needed industry. So we went right into working full time. And since we were able to work seasonally, we were kind of able to go as full-time individual technicians, which was nice. We had a lot of freedom at a young age, and to make a lot of mistakes and learn from those. So yeah, we worked full-time for my family's business for 7 years. And then after that business sold and my parents kind of retired out of it, then Christian and I decided, well, we want to keep doing what we're doing, but this is kind of where I'll speak for myself since Christian's not here, but my faith and also my motivation in business kind of combined. And I saw, you know what, this is a good opportunity for me to start a business that I can continue doing what I love and that I feel is very needed in the industry. But because of the industry we're in, I believe that it's a strong calling for me to take what I do and do it for the Lord as well. Because we're providing one of the world's most needed things, water, right? So our own business gives us the opportunity to do just that. We can witness to others by providing something that is very much needed.
Yeah, no, I just think that is amazing. In fact, I was thinking about the verse that says, do everything as to the Lord, in Colossians. And, that I think is so critical in life. I mean, I think it's so important that we are living our faith, and that means our business too, right? And so talk just a little bit more about that, because you've led into this. Faith is so important, and the principles of your business and all of that should align with what you believe, because actions, as we always say, speak louder than words, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, everyone knows the way a business, succeeds is you have to make revenue and be able to stay afloat. But my number one thing that I've always understood and believed is, and this obviously goes with faith, but also just anything you're doing, that it's really hard to succeed at something when you don't enjoy it. And so for me, being in an industry, and this is what I really found, this is why it was hard for me to want to leave this industry, and that's why I haven't left the industry, is every day I wake up, I know that my job is needed, right? There are people out there who need potable water. They need water out of their tap. It's something that we can all connect on, because we all need water. And so what better way to use that to spread and witness the gospel? Because when you have something that people need, you get to see people in different states, right? Some people that are very vulnerable and are in dire need for it. Some people that have it and are great, and some are willing to, help others with that. And so what we've been able to do faith-wise in our business, and this is a goal that I have, is, we run our business like any other business, but faith-wise, I would love to get more involved with community, as far as there are quite a few people I go to every day who simply wake up without water. Even like people kind of forget about it, but even in our local areas, right? Lebanon, right? Where we're based out of, Albany, Corvallis, people call in every day. Hey, I am out of water. I woke up and I don't have any water coming out of my tap, and my kids are late for school and I can't finish my shower. Our laundry is still in the washing machine. And it's something that happens here. And a lot of times, those people are fine. We have ways we can figure out to get them into water. And as a business, we have to, run ourselves like a business like that. But there are quite a few people that I go to that simply can't afford to get that fixed, or can't afford even the simplest things. And so for us, like on our website, we have a giving back page where we as a business like to set aside funds that we can put into an account that we specifically donate to people in need. Ideally, we like to make it revolve around what we do, right? Providing water and treating water. Sometimes it's outside of that. And it's also a place that people can reach out and say, hey, I would love to support the community in this way, right? I didn't realize that this was a need. Can I please support in this way? And I like to make that faith oriented, because that is the purpose of why I feel called to this industry, right? I mean, how many times in scripture do you see that Jesus connects with people on their deepest need, right? It's not the wants, it's the needs. And I'm blessed to have been raised in an industry that is a need. And so I just feel like I have been put in a position where I have the knowledge and the ability to provide something like this. And I feel that it's my duty to do my best to witness in my career. And it's what wakes me up every day. I love it. So
I was just thinking, so many people, I think, have a misperception about water in Western Oregon and the Willamette Valley, in that you're just surrounded by it. And yeah, you do. You just turn on the tap and there it is. And when we think about people that are lacking that necessary resource, we often move to third world countries, and where people donate to dig wells or contribute to that and stuff. So this is an eye-opening conversation. So Aiden, thanks for sharing that. So with dual water systems, how would you like the community to help partner with you to help people out there get water, get service, get repair work done, or whatever it is necessary to keep things flowing?
Yeah, that's kind of a large question. And this is where you get that mix of we're a business, but I want to help the community, of course. And so I would love, of course, to give away every system if I could. I mean, that would be amazing to everyone in need. Unfortunately, that's very difficult to do.
So we'll send you on the deputation. You can go around and raise shares.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
All right.
No, but I would say just the community recognizing that, what I'd love to eventually do, and this is something I still need to figure out how to do it properly, but we just had a customer, probably a month ago, who simply could not afford any system, right? And it's every person who doesn't have water and is in this scenario, I feel for, and I want to take care of as much as possible. But there are certain people you see that it was nothing that they could have helped. They're in that situation because they're in that situation. And those are the people that I just really have a heart for, because there's absolutely nothing they could do to help, and they don't have anyone around them. Maybe it's a retired couple who has no family near. Maybe they never were able to have children, or their children moved away and they're by themselves, and maybe the economy hit them and they just simply cannot get water. But they're of age that they can't simply go to the store super easily or get in their vehicle super easily. And we've had these before. And so what I would love is, I want to utilize that giving back that we have, right? As we grow as a business, I would love to be able to set aside more funds to help people in this area, and almost create a nonprofit mission side of our business to do just that. At the point that we are being a new business, we aren't quite there. But having the community be able to step in and say, hey, you know what, I am in a blessed season of my life and I see that need. Let me help them in, even the smallest way. And
Right.
so that's what I would love to see is, and part of that is us being able to have a platform to reach out and ask to meet that need. But I think that's what I would like to do is make it, like you said, it's a need most people don't always recognize, right? People think, oh, we're in the United States, we're in a well-populated area, surely that's not a problem, but it is. And just being able to have a platform to put that out and have the community say, hey, I'm in a blessed season, I would love to help that person, what can I do to help? Even just asking the question. If you don't know, just asking the question, calling in, hey, how can I help someone that's in need? And we love to team up with those people. So if it's another business or whatever, like, I'm not asking for you to just give me something so I can go help someone. I'd love to team up. Like, hey, maybe you have something you can offer and we have something we can offer that's going to really help this person. But that's what really keeps me motivated in my job. So,
well, yeah. I think that is amazing. And I want to encourage you, Aiden, that when you go to these meetings that you and I meet up at a lot of times, you should share that need, because people don't know unless you share it. Just like in ministry, you got to get out there and let people know there's a need and what you're trying to accomplish. It would even be fun for you to do some kind of promotion around it, something that kind of highlights it. I think that would be great for you. Obviously, it would be good for how people look at your business too, because they would see your real heart, and that makes people always want to work with people that care about other people. And speaking of people, I want to bounce back to, this is amazing that you married your high school sweetheart and Christian, her best friend and all that. You guys are just like, that's amazing. It kind of like when you're young as a dream, we're all going to grow up, we're going to get married and all be friends for life, right? And that doesn't always happen. But talk about how important family and friends are in your business, in your faith and everything, because family is so important.
Yeah. Aside from my faith, family is my number one. I mean, without my faith, I can't have a healthy family. So that's always number one. But I would say, thankfully, high school is a very interesting time. And I'm probably a little bit closer to my high school days than you guys are. But
you had to bring that up, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Oh.
But no, in high school, I was very thankful that just reading scripture and from the role models I had through my dad, my mom, and my grandpa specifically, just recognizing the importance in a healthy relationship, one in a partner that betters you and can bring out the good parts of you and can help pick up the parts that aren't so good. And just when I met my wife, and what's really crazy is actually I obviously fell in love with who was going to be my wife, but also her family. She herself has an amazing family. And so when we had started dating and I'd go over to their house and see how much positivity her family would speak, and just the way they led their lives in faith, as well as mine, I just saw how much you can do when you have a spouse that supports you and loves you and shares the same faith as you. And so early in high school, I just had been in scripture and just praying and thinking about relationships and what they meant and what our goal was for them. And, we got married at a very young age. We got married at 19, which a lot of people are like, oh, that's, kind of crazy. You get married at 19. But my process was, I've known Natalie for a long time, even though we've been young, and I've gotten to learn her personality and who she is and what her goals are and who her family is. And I just had been praying about it, and I felt like God had told me, you know what, this is a woman who's going to support you and love you and want to lead a life of faith with you. And there is nothing that I've done that I would be able to do if I wasn't married to Natalie. She helps keep me grounded. She helps settle me when my head gets too big and I have too many ideas and things that I want to do. And it just gives you someone to celebrate with and someone to be with when there isn't much to celebrate, in the dark times of life and in the struggles of life. And so, yeah, I mean, getting married young isn't necessarily for everyone, but I think if you find someone that is going to support you in those ways, that would be what I'd always tell people is focus on the right things and share your goals. And if they line up in your faith, then yeah. So, and Christian's kind of, I mean, I don't want to talk too much for him since he's not here, but same thing. He was best friends with Allie through high school. And I know that he's going to share those same thoughts, and they have an amazing relationship and a baby that they have that is absolutely adorable. But yeah.
Well, that is so amazing. And I want to congratulate you on finding a good, godly woman that will support you. And Scott and I are both blessed in that area as well. But just so thankful that, really people mature at different levels. And you are a very mature young man, you and Christian both. And I know your parents. And so you came from good stock. And so it is a blessing. And I'm just thankful that you have that in your life, because that is so important. So listen, I have to be the responsible host, and we got to start wrapping things up here. But what I want you to do is give us your gold nugget of today's conversation. What is the most important thing you want people to remember, and remind them how they get in touch with you? All right, go ahead.
Okay. So most important thing to remember, I would say, is that whether you're part of a business or you're a customer, that every single person is a human. And especially if you're a believer, you know that we're meant to support and love every single person. And so I would just try and remember to separate business and personal, and just remember that we're all human, and to remember that we are in a needed industry. People need water. And if you know anyone in need, or you want to support, or you want to help, reach out to us, see how we can team up. Go to our website. And I'm going to say something that I took from this conversation is I need to remember that there's no shame in me speaking up about that. Like you said, Russ, at our greeters meetings or anything we go to, that I shouldn't be afraid to step up and say, hey, though we're a business, I have this need in the community, and I would love to see how we can meet this. Would anyone be willing to help or have any ideas? And I just need to remember to have a strong enough faith that it's not a problem to ask for that. It's not bad to ask for that. So yeah, that's what I took from it.
Okay. And people connect to you?
Oh yeah. You can email us at contact@Duo Water Systems. You can go to the website and go to our giving back page and fill out the form there. You can call, you can text, you can wave me down in my van. You can, wherever you see us, you can contact us.
There you go. duowatersystems.com is the website, everybody. And yeah, Aiden, amazing young man. I want to continue to encourage you to do what you just said. Feel that you can share not only the need to help your community, but continue to share your faith. I think, have seen in life, I'm not afraid to share my faith. And it just because it's part of me, and it is clearly part of you. But I think a lot of times people hold that back because they're afraid to let it out. And you know what? God's part of our life. And so I think that's a beautiful thing, and helping others is a great thing. So with that, we're going to go and wrap things up here for another week of the Experience Local Live with Russ and Scott. We've been here with Aiden, who's amazing with Dual Water Systems today. His partner, Christian, couldn't make it today, but is also another amazing young man. And so we're so thankful that you were here with us today. Don't forget, everybody, that you go to local.theexperience.video for more information on us. We want to encourage you to do that and connect with Aiden today and Christian. Their information will be in the comments and in the show notes, or it is in the comments on the show notes. And so please do that today. It's right there below, and LinkedIn is ticking below the screen. Thank you so much, Aiden, for being with us today. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Hang tight for just a sec here. We're going to send you to the green room and wrap her up. We'll see you in just a minute. Scott, amazing.
Yeah, just another story of inspiration. I love to see people start businesses, and they're starting at the right time when they're young.
It. All right, everybody. Well, have a blessed week. Don't forget local.theexperience.video. And until next week, have a great week and enjoy
your local experience.
That's it.
Thank you for tuning in to The Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. We look forward to seeing you next time on The Experience Local with Russ and Scott.